Not just the president that they want to impeach, it's also Judge Kavanaugh. Senator Dianne Feinstein is already calling to reopen the investigation into Judge Kavanaugh. Now, politics aside, I gotta ask, how is this good? Any of this good for our country? Joining me right now, Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright. Antoine, good to see you.
Hey, Trish, how are you?
I'm good, but I don't like what you guys are doing.
Trish,
Why is all this impeachment talk? How do you think that's helping anyone right now?
Trish, I fundamentally do not agree with it, and I've said it from the beginning. I don't think it's helpful for our cause. I think as Democrats, we need to be advocating for policies that make sense, that will move our country forward.
Yeah, you're not advocating for policies, though, Antoine. You are advocating for the impeachment of the President of the United States.
Trish, there are a few people who've been saying the word impeachment, but that is not a reflection of the overall message of our party. And I think that's where Republicans and some in the right-wing media want to couch our Democratic argument as saying we want to impeach, we're just anti-Trump. But at the end of the day, what I know Democrats are talking about all across this country are quality of life issues like protecting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. We're talking about how we make a robust economy work for everyone.
I'll tell you,
Talk about how the GOP has already.
I wish you were. I wish you were, but you are not. And I say you collectively as an entire party. Hear me out for a second. I watched Rosie O'Donnell on MSNBC saying that, you know, we should have some kind of military coup and that we should overthrow the government and send the military to the White House. I mean, you have Hillary Clinton, who we were just talking about, fancies herself in 2020 as another presidential candidate. Hillary Clinton saying we no longer need to be civil to each other. We no longer need to. We cannot be civil in this kind of environment. And I just look around, Antoine, and I say, where are your policies? Where are the things that you were going to do to actually help everyday Americans? All you guys talk about is how awful Trump is.
Trish, I just laid out a few, and I'll add another. Healthcare, the #1 issues on the minds of voters, according to the Fox News polls. Well, we know that the Republicans have done everything they can to undermine and tear apart the Affordable Care Act, and I think that will come back to haunt them in the 2020 midterms. But to your point of you naming a few people who've had their positions or their policy agenda items about what Democrats are, I don't think Republicans want to go down that road, because I don't know if you want the David Dukes of the world. I don't know if you want candidates who body slam reporters. I don't think you want to couch them as the people who are reflective of the party.
I mean, you look at what happened right here in New York City, right, at Republican headquarters, Antoine, where they basically threatened that there was more bad stuff to come. They, I don't know if we have a picture of it, but they wrote some terrible things
did you hear the president?
On the door.
Did you hear the president just in Montana the other night, and his, I guess, making fun of the body slam of the reporter? I mean, look at the candidate for governor in Pennsylvania who insisted violence upon Tom Wolf.
Antoine, you clearly weren't watching my show last night, because we had a candidate who's running for state senate out there in Minnesota, and this guy was punched in the head, was suffering concussion symptoms, all because someone didn't like what party he represented. I don't think any of this is healthy. And right now, I will give you this. The president told me when I said fairly or unfairly, you're the president of the United States, we're in a divided place and we need to be healed. And he said yes. And he takes responsibility for that. And he said it's policy, economic policy, everybody doing a little bit better that's going to get this identity politics stuff to go away, and yet you guys are doubling down saying we don't need to be civil. Antoine, I'm going to leave it there, but thank you, sir. It's good to see you.